70 mil, you gotta be able to do that.
Man. Well, I am the demon. This is Open Season Late Night, and we are here with Stealth Elementz with that awesome intro.
That's me.
And, yeah, man, shit.
What's this interview been like? A year in the making?
Yeah.
Longer?
Well, I mean, Stealth is lived up to the name for like anybody that doesn't know who the hell he is from the city. Like you're living under a rock. Listing off just like the three big ones that I remember: Hell Cartel, Premium Plus, and High Cats.
All three of those, man.
Yeah.
That was me.
Yes. Yes.
And I've had an interesting journey. Let's put it that way. You know, that's the best way I can say it.
Yeah, man. Well, okay, so get right into it then. Like, what was the first thing that introduced you to Hamilton hip hop?
Hamilton hip hop in general. The first thing, okay, so obviously, you know, growing up, I had a taste for hip hop, but I liked all genres of music. You know what I mean? So. Yeah. I hung out with a lot of different people at school and stuff like that. And I don't know if you would remember this name. I'll give him an early shout out. To be honest, man, at the time in Hamilton, this was even before Hell Cartel. Like, he was one of, I don't know if you remember Jay Miller. At the time, he went by Phase 5 back in the Tongue Twisted days.
Yeah.
Me and Jay went to high school together. And he actually used to do music with Traverse, I believe. Here and there. I don't know if you remember Traverse, who was the DJ for the High Cats for a little bit there. But me and Jay used to hang out in high school, and we actually had a computer class. It was like computer science or something like that in high school. In that same class was Dave Thibodeau, Tibbs from Premium Plus, who I also went to high school with.
Oh, shit.
Jay Miller showed me, like, he was already rapping and making music at that time. And he showed me the Tongues Twisted website. So this was right around, I don't know whether it was before, close to the hype of the 8 Mile, a little bit before that, I believe, when people were like, well, you know, because you were on the website with me.
Yep.
That's actually how we met. Tongues Twisted was probably like the very first thing that I was introduced to Hamilton hip-hop wise, and that's where like a lot of the networking started. And it's kind of funny because you look at all these years later, like a lot of those people I'm still in contact with. You know, that's where I met, obviously, Tongues, who goes by Sean Caesar now on Facebook and other things, and he's still doing his photography and stuff. So I would say Tongues Twisted was my first introduction. When I really fell in love with it, though, would probably be, so Tongues at the time, this was really before any shows were popping in Hamilton, dude. Like, there's like shows, and even to be honest, at that time, we weren't even old enough to get into bars anyway. So that's dating how long we've actually been doing this. I remember Tongues threw a show. I don't know if you were there or not, but Tongues threw a show at Grimsby Public School, man. That's back in the day where you had to rent all the equipment.
Oh, yeah.
And it was almost like an 8 Mile thing. So at that time, like, the Hamilton hip-hop scene, at least the part of it that I was involved with, like, I know there was obviously, like, Eclipse and those guys probably doing things, but I didn't know those guys at that time, you know?
Well, yeah, that's like what you're saying. We were all like a little too young to get into the bars and clubs down there where they were doing shit.
We really knew that side of the Hamilton hip hop scene yet, at least. So at that time it was a lot more beef orientated, you know, like maybe real beef. I would definitely now, looking back on it, it's childhood manufactured beef.
Oh, yeah.
If beef is in like a word, it was like, you know, that was the thing to do. Like you said a couple of times, like my crew and your crew, we didn't like each other, but like, did we really not like each other, or was it was just you were a different username on the website that we wanted to battle?
Exactly.
So time that was my introduction to hip hop. It was actually started with text battling, and then I bought like a really crappy mic at home and started making some songs. I remember it was just after September 11th, to be honest, because my first song I rapped about September 11th, and it was really weird.
Oh shit!
But that was my introduction to Hamilton hip hop.
Oh shit! Fuck.
Yeah, dating me back.
So then you are born and raised Hamilton, right? Or
born and born and raised
Yeah,
in
yeah.
Hamilton.
There's maybe only, I want to say, like a handful out of the whole series that are actually like straight up from Hamilton. So it's like
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
yeah, it's really cool to learn how a lot of people just kind of gravitated to this city.
Yeah.
You know, even without maybe knowing fully the music aspect to it all.
Well, I mean, to be fair, I think the reason that people came to Hamilton back then is a total different contrast to why people came here now. I'm not saying anything about these people per se. I think now it's funny because now people are moving to Hamilton for opportunity.
Yeah.
Right? Back then, a lot of people were moving to Hamilton because it was cheaper than Toronto or these other areas. You know, it was kind of
affordable.
Total, like, polar opposite to what Hamilton is viewed as now, is like an upcoming, booming city compared to somewhere that you could go where your rent would be cheaper.
Yeah.
Back in the day, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I didn't know that. I just kind of honestly assumed most people were born and raised here that we know through the scene. I know there's a couple, but
so like
it's a hip hop melting pot.
Yeah, man, exactly. Well, and for all musicians, because I can imagine, like, you know, a lot of people, like, we are that music city, right? So, like, a lot of people, I think, it's just, there's a vibe here, man. Like, there's a really great, like, it's amazing the amount, like, I mean, you say it even in you know, 905, you drop it, right? Like, it's amazing the amount of percentage of crafted artists and musicians,
for sure.
you know.
I feel like it kind of scares me at times. Not that scares me, but I think about it often. Are we sort of losing that musical identity though? And is that just something we paint on ourselves? Because and this is across all genres. Like, let's be real and look around. What's really happening in the city these days? Like, yeah, I think things are a lot more independent and stuff, so I get that part. But like, even as far as going to see like rock bands and stuff too, like, what is really like left these days? Like, at that time when I made the 905 song and I was talking about Hamilton and like doing a lot of the research on like the musical history of our city, that I think was like the prime, right? That's really when we started to pop off, not just hip hop wise, but you even had clubs like 77 doing their EDM and capitalizing on that market.
Dude, the downtown
had, like,
was bumping.
You had the core towns and like
Hess.
everywhere and Hess. But like, let's be real. If you really look at it, like, does this still exist? You know, like, even Absinthe at the time, Absinthe was popping off concert after concerts, but like pre-pandemic. Let's forget about the pandemic when I talk about
No, I get what you mean.
Do we still have that musical identity, or has it sort of been?
Well, no, I think that I get what you're saying, because a part of the musical identity that we have comes from the ability to put out that music and perform it live, especially you know in our city.
Right.
But I mean, at the same time, I think that the artists are still putting out music and still kind of representing. So I think in that respect, you know, I mean, we've definitely been having a hard go. Like, there's no question about that. Like, we're not what we were. But I think when it comes to the musicians, and there's still
like the way I look at it though is like, okay, so they've kind of painted Hamilton as like the music city, right? So like, if you look at something in contrast, like let's look at America, where even if it's not that genre, Nashville is Nashville not the music capital of America, or they call it the musical capital of the world, Tennessee, I think.
Yeah.
So I don't know for sure on that, but you know, like, a lot of artists in the States and stuff would think, maybe not hip-hop per se, but think, like, yeah, I'm going to pack up my stuff, I'm going to move to Nashville because that's my best chance, right?
Yeah.
So I think, similarly, there was a lot of people in Canada who thought moving to Hamilton, because that's our music capital of Canada, if you ask me and a lot of people.
Yep.
Is there any opportunity for people to, like, really just pack up their shit if they're from Saskatchewan and say, look, I just want more eyes and stuff? Like, what would the game plan be by coming to Hamilton? That's what I'm more talking about. Like,
yeah, no, that's true. Yeah,
big sense of opportunity that doesn't actually here.
Well,
You know what I'm saying?
Plus, because I mean, like, how many recording studios are left and still operational too now, on top of
Right.
Venues. So no, that's a very good point in that, like, coming from that respect, and
Right.
I mean, like, I guess and from where I'm coming from is more so homegrown, talent
Right.
is still being produced. So, like, yeah, no, I think for sure I hear what you're talking about. Like, that makes a lot of sense, and especially because we can't even fill any of the venues that are left anyways, and especially now.
You know what venues are even left?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. I mean,
dude,
pre-pandemic, we might have had a chance with one. I mean, who knows? I hate to fucking keep thinking about it, but Facebook's been reminding me a lot of.
Yeah, that's this week, bro.
This
I got
week.
those memories coming up today. We're almost about a year away from that. Well, what I would call my return to hip hop. So
yeah, man, the open season show that was gonna start me off going more into the direction of running shows, and I was getting really excited about that, and that was a fucking banger,
I'm
man.
really sad that this ain't Hollywood's gone, man. That's a huge blow to the city, man. Because I don't know the direction I've been taking. Like, as you know, I unfortunately don't really talk to those people that much these days. Like, who even knows is Absent ready to just jump in and be a live music venue again? Because for a while there, they weren't as band and live music happy as they had been in the past.
No.
You know?
Yeah.
So the question becomes, can Absent jump in here right now and save the city? Because, with this ain't Hollywood gone, that was a huge chunk of, like, don't quote me on this because I can't pretend like I frequented this ain't Hollywood a lot, but I did go there here and there. Did they not pretty much have live music almost every single night, I think?
Oh, for the most part, they had something.
And that's what worries me.
For the most part, they had something,
we're limited in this city to Absent, Casbah,
the Doors,
and,
yeah.
Question mark, I don't know.
Exactly.
It's still cool, but like that, there's really nowhere in Hamilton, and that goes even further to that point. Is there's nowhere in Hamilton that really supports hip hop.
Yeah.
I couldn't even tell you where. I'm sure there's a lot of. I'm not trying to throw shade at people.
No.
I'm sure there's venues who, on the surface, will say, "Yeah, we support hip hop," but really, no one does.
No.
You know what I mean? No one in Hamilton still actively pursuing it. I'm sure I'm sure there's still like Absent would work with hip hop artists if it's the right artist and you go there. But like in the day, dude, when I was doing shows, I was getting seeked out by the bars. Like they were calling me like, "Hey, we've heard about you guys. We really want you to do a show, this and that." Like nowadays, dude, Casbah maybe. I don't even know if Casbah likes hip hop. I don't know. Like
that's something.
I don't even.
That's something that I was seeing. Somebody was talking about, when things do open up again, and in whatever capacity, and we got venues and, club owners that are trying to make people and artists pay, if that's the case, to fucking play kind of shit, or not paying them at all to perform. Yeah. That shit ain't gonna fly going forward, because what has to happen is the artists have to, stand up and equally say, like, look, you need us just as much as fucking we need you. This is the thing.
Yeah.
We're the ones that are also bringing in more people, and we're entertaining your people to fucking stay longer and buy more fucking drinks. You know what I mean? If they're not paying a ticket to fucking see the show and it's just at a, bar, then, this is their way to fucking stay longer, man. It's a performance.
Yeah.
Or
but I think there's been such a huge disconnect between performers and live use just over that part alone. I think about it all the time. Like, it's really fucking cool how tight. Of course, there's gonna be like little beefs here and there between people, but one thing that I think is crazy about our city that's really underrated is how incredibly receptive artists are of each other around.
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot, especially in hip hop, where hip hop is, without a question, the most competitive genre of music, like competitive on like a me versus you level competitive type way.
Yeah.
Like obviously there's hip hop battles and all that type of
shit.
It's crazy to think how there's some people that I've been doing music with or talk to, like someone like you and shit, who are like my better friends than people that I went to high school with and shit, because we've all been experiencing life together for fucking 20 years. You know, we might not hang out all the time and shit like that.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of artists in the city who I consider like my legitimate friends. And like, when have you ever been like, oh, I can't go to this show because I don't know if this person... I've never.
Yeah. Oh, dude.
Never once in my 20 years in this hip hop.
Dude, I used to just show up to shows by myself.
I'm afraid of confrontation, and that's not normal, bro. Like, I know it's obviously there's different hoods and different shit that account for that, but there's some places that you can't go to like a show without a gun on you, in the States and shit, you know, like shit like that, where it's like, bro, like I've never ever felt like I couldn't go to a hip hop show because I'm gonna see, like, even at a time like that, there was people who didn't like each other, but there wasn't fucking enemies at shows, you know?
No, exactly, man, exactly. No, it's
and that's the coolest part of Hamilton hip hop.
It is an amazing.
Even if the city's not looking, we're at least helping each other, you know?
It is an amazing collective community of people. Yeah, some people may not get along, you know, or whatever, but there's no bullshit, there's no beefing, there's no
I couldn't name, of course it's a big city and there's probably a lot of rappers we've never heard of, but I couldn't, in 20 years, could you name one rapper that fought another rapper in our city?
No.
Never.
No,
Never.
Like, if anything, it was fucking other people ever fucking fighting. If there was ever a fight at a show, it would be somebody else fighting somebody else because they were fucking drunk.
I've never seen two crews go at each other, or two rappers, or someone who said something on a Facebook post. I think the closest that I ever saw was when RK went to Arcane's door.
Yeah.
You know, but that was nothing.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember that, but like,
I do.
Like, shit like that doesn't happen in Hamilton, bro.
No.
Like, people don't like each other, and I'm sure there's probably maybe a little more like hood shows that we haven't been to that maybe shit like that happens.
Yeah.
But at least in our core Hamilton hip hop community, everyone gets along, bro, and everyone's legitimate fucking friends.
Exactly,
not even just like a quick, hey, what's up? Like, people will stop, talk, have a drink with you, sit with each other. Like, I would never feel a way about walking into a Hamilton hip hop show by myself.
Hell yeah, man.
Because I know that there's someone there that's more than an acquaintance to me.
It's
along with, you know.
It is exactly the, like, how when I talk about the Steel Gold fam, and like the whole, you know, alumni and all that shit, like that's exactly what I'm usually talking about, is because that was like, you know, everybody was doing a lot of shows that, like, you and the High Cats were doing tons of shows, bringing people to the city. You know, even like, you know, Detox was doing his thing, and you know, and the Beat Binges were bringing, you know, people to the city too, and you know, Sam was doing her own shit like outside of that, but you know, then Steel Gold kind of always felt like that like, all right, let's all kind of like meet up.
Yeah,
and
that's exactly what it was.
And like, you know, like, you know, we're gonna either, you know, promote our next show, or, you know, I'll just chill out and actually, you know, say what up. And like,
Steel Gold was never really about trying to put someone on to blow them up.
No.
It was like a party by, not like, when I say us, obviously I wasn't involved in Steel Gold, but when I say it,
no, but that's what, but like it is
by us for us.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like that's literally, it was cool. You get the odd, you know, 20, 30, 40 people that might come off the street or here and there.
Yeah.
For the most part, it was just like artists going, supporting each other, bringing their close group of friends.
My favorite,
fucking hip hop.
Honestly, one of my favorite things next to the cypher, usually on stage, but my next favorite thing was usually sitting out front having a smoke.
100%.
Because everybody was talking.
Were you there at that Steel Gold when the homeless guy came?
Yes, bro. Yes, I was right. Yes.
Bro, that was the best. The homeless guy came by to Transition, asked him for money. I remember Transition being like, are you hungry though, bro? Like, you buying food, you're not going to buy drugs? He's like, no, bro, I'm hungry. He's like, all right, like, I better not find in Transition's always like that, man.
Yeah.
Like, I better not find out you're buying drugs. Like, if you tell me you're hungry, you're hungry. Like, I could walk over to Pizza for you right now and buy you pizza. Like, no, man, like, I'll go. He's like, all right, man, here's $10. Literally, this guy, being a fucking idiot, starts trying to buy drugs across the street. So someone yells, guy takes off, and we actually, like, followed the guy back to Gore Park there.
Yeah.
Found him in Gore Park, confronted him in transition, like said, dude, if you want food, I'm like, be honest, I'm gonna go take you to Pizza. Otherwise, give me my fucking $10 back. And came back to steal gold. That was the best, dude.
Dude,
that was the fucking
that had me in stitches when that shit happened, man. Cause like,
it's hilarious.
Yeah.
That guy's full of character, man.
Well, he's full of care and character. You know what I mean? Like that's.
Yeah, he's overall good fucking dude.
Yeah, man. Well, shit, dude. It's been a pleasure chatting about all this shit. We've gone totally over, which is perfect. Anyways, and
I talk a lot, bro. So
nah, man, this is great. We've had a lot of his. I'm sure there could have been, hours more of shit to talk about, 100%. Dude, man, because there's a lot about this city. I think maybe in the future when I'm doing some more things, and when you guys got some more stuff out, I'll try to do like a group thing if we can get everybody together and live, and get you and the High Cats, and we'll do a group session kind of thing, and have more of a panel discussion.
Sounds like a plan, my friend.
Yeah.
You gotta get Mitch in on some of this stuff too.
Hell yeah, man. Yeah, man.
Just a quick little plug here. You can check us out on Instagram at the High Cats, no spaces or nothing. We're really trying to make a push on Instagram, stay away from like the Facebook stuff. We're also the High Cats on Facebook. We do post there, but most of our stuff's through Instagram right now.
Yep.
If you go on all major streaming platforms, Spotify, Apple Music, Instagram Music, to add to your stories, we are at the High-Cats. Check us out on there. We put one of our old albums up. We've released our first single, Clark Kent, which is actually made it onto quite a few playlists in the States and shit, which is super cool.
Yeah.
We have a new single, Roses, coming March 7th. I don't know when this interview is going to come out. It might already be past that. And then we also have a song called 420 that is dropping on 420. So all my weed smokers and cannabis enthusiasts, we are getting on our real High Cat vibes, and we're gonna have a new weed song for you guys on 420, and then it looks like we'll probably be doing about a release a month, probably at least up till summer, man, and hopefully well beyond that.
Yes.
So that's what we're doing, man. So go check us out everywhere. Show us a like, show us a share. Just a little bit of support from our city can help us in attaining the goals that we're trying to accomplish outside of Canada and outside of this little area here, man. So much love to everyone for the support and shit.
Mad love. Thank you.
My friend.
Thank you very much, man. And hopefully, by the summer, maybe there'll be an open season with some more High Cats on the bill.
That would be fire, my friend.
Hell yeah.
For sure, buddy.
All right. Well.
All right, bro. I'll catch you later, man.
Take care. Peace.